Never mind what your parents told you. Disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
I'm a convict. I'm an outlaw. I'm a rebel. I'm not a Sunday school teacher.
He was not a Sunday school teacher.
Because there are no Sunday school teachers that are convicts or rebels or outlaws.
I don't think that's not a true statement.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Have you ever met one that was?
Oh, yeah. That was a hell of a Sunday.
You and Bruce?
On the bus.
Bruce on the bus.
That wasn't Bruce. It was Billy.
Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Well, you people are...
Hey, I'm Nate. That's
poor
Brian.
people are listening to the Ad Odd Show. It's August 23rd. Summer is fleeting. 2018, right?
It is fleeting.
This is the Freedom Studios. We're on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. We're at Nate.
Chile.
I'm comfortable. I'm not... No, it's nice.
I like your shirt.
I'm not too worried. Yeah.
It's nice. It's
only a tool. I'm the weapon.
It's nice black shirt with some white on there. It says
Chug Dug shirts.
I can't read it. I can't read what it says. Mo symbol squiggly line. Abe
Molan La Vie.
Oh, is that German?
No, it's Greek.
Latin?
It's Greek.
Oh,
I think it means like come and take them or come take them or something like that. It was a taunt.
Yeah,
Leonidas.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan
of Leonidas.
I mean, I don't know the guy.
Well, he's been dead a long time.
Yeah,
you didn't even know he was ill.
It's a funny joke. All right, let's move on.
All right,
we have a lot to cover.
We do.
No,
we do.
We do.
I'm worried about our president.
Which one?
Our current president. I should have.
Of the Ad Odd Show?
No, of the United States of America.
Steve's doing fine. He's high as hell from just before the show. Smoke's still around, but I'm just kidding. There's no. Steve's not.
What?
There's no drugs here.
That's right. Not in Chile.
Well, I don't know. Are there?
Well, obviously there is. God, unless he brought it up his anus, which he may have. Steve? No. I think Trump is in trouble.
Are we ever going to tell them Steve's secret?
I don't think we should.
Secret about Steve?
No, I don't think we want to do that. There would be legal implications.
There might be.
No, I think we should go to our graves.
We still have
that
libel lawsuit that Steve put on us.
You're saying too much.
Okay.
So some of his buddies,
Trump?
I guess. No, my buddies. Manafort, Cohen, Mueller.
Of course, that was a reference to the great movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Right. We'll have a reference in the trivia question to another movie. How about that?
Wow.
How about that? Anyways, are you worried about Trump? I mean,
no.
These guys basically threw him under the bus. They rolled on him.
They did. What did they do?
They said that Trump was corrupt, that he did illegal stuff, that he colluded with the Russians, and stuff like that.
I'm not sure they did, but also, isn't that what everyone's been saying for a year anyway?
Yeah, but now we have proof, absolute proof that he is guilty of all that.
Because they said it in court?
Because they said it in court. And nobody lies in court.
That's true. Especially nobody with immunity for testifying against somebody, right?
Something said.
Yeah, okay.
Not good. Yeah, I mean, that's the point, isn't it? Trump could say, yeah, so what? He could say whatever he wants. Doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah.
Prove that it's not. Well, I think they have all the proof. They've got the tapes. Just like the Nixon tapes.
Yeah, so
there's 18 minutes missing.
I don't. Here's the thing that, and we talked about this before. The convictions, the charges against Manafort and against Michael Cohen, they were all like tax related or fraud related.
Right.
I mean, it's completely ridiculous. Like, so the investigation that Mueller is running, Mueller, I still don't know. It was supposed to be for Russian collusion, right? Or Russian involvement in the election or whatever. And now all of a sudden we're convicting somebody for fraud on a bank loan as part of that investigation.
Which one had 18 charges, but they only convicted?
That was Manafort.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Manafort, who, by the way, Trump supposedly said that he's thinking about pardoning.
Well, yeah, he could pardon whoever he wants. I don't think he's thinking seriously of it now.
I think he might be.
It's been broached that it's possible.
I mean, yesterday,
I think it would be bad timing to do it right now.
Right now? Well, I think he might wait for the sentencing.
Yeah.
Because I think he's facing maybe up to like 80 or 88 years in prison, which is crazy.
I thought there was something around 10 years or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I get the two mixed up.
Maybe 10 and 80. Numbers are hard.
What I found funny though, I saw clips because the judge didn't allow cell phones or cameras or anything in the courtroom for Manafort, and so the news stations had runners. They had people that would go in, they would listen, and I saw video clips of them like when the
old days
when they brought down the verdict, sprinting, like sweating, sprinting, like
gotta get that story out.
The one guy came out holding a big sign with like words on it, flipped it over so they could read the other side, like guilty. It was amazing.
Did they have those pre-prepared?
I don't know. They had the T-shirts, and they had all the not guilty T-shirts they're sending to some third world country.
Exactly.
No, they didn't.
Along with the Lions win the Super Bowl shirts.
Those have never been made. I should make one.
Yeah,
I might.
Ooh, that would be good.
So I guess my point is, no, I'm not worried. I think Trump needs to like fire Robert Mueller and maybe pardon Manafort. I don't know. I don't care.
Well, two things.
And Jeff Sessions, fire him too.
Two problems with impeaching Trump. Let's say he's removed from office.
Problems for who?
For the liberals.
Yeah.
And the
okay.
left.
Okay. I see one big one.
One is the vice president.
Yes.
It's the lesser of two evils to them, so I don't know which one they prefer. The devil you know, or the devil that's going to really believes in the devil and hates gays and everything else.
So Glenn Beck actually made the point really well. The difference between Trump and Pence is that Trump's willing to be the crazy guy standing on the porch poking the hornet's nest to get it down. Mm-hmm. Like he's just crazy or stupid enough to do that. Not sure Mike Pence is. So Mike Pence may very well get in there and just kind of be a coward and bow to whatever the liberals yell at him. So that could be part of the game plan.
Oh, I don't know about that. And the other that's more important to me and my retirement, which is nearing, is
we're going to have a big party here when you retire from the Ed Odd Show. The day after.
That hurts. Yeah, I won't be invited.
You're saying the economy.
I'll be dead, Nate, because I'm never retiring from this show. Only death can part us.
Well.
Uh-oh. Something said.
Never mind.
Yeah, don't implicate yourself yet. Wipe off the fingerprints and practice your 911 call.
You're saying the economy would take a hit.
Maybe the stock market
if Trump
would go
gets impeached.
Yeah, it would certainly be a disruption.
I think so. Do you honestly think he's going to be impeached?
I don't see how that would be a good strategy even for the left.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario in the midterms, the Democrats take the House. They might have the votes to impeach. Do you think they'll do it even then?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think it would be. Well, they'd have to really analyze.
I mean, what grounds are they going to do it? Like, what has he done?
Yeah, that's the other thing is, other than some ethical questions about, infidelity and maybe lying, but about it.
But not under oath. I mean, he certainly hasn't committed perjury like Clinton
No, I
did.
don't know that he did anything illegal in that sense.
Right. I think we've proven he did lie about Stormy Daniels and that whole situation.
Yeah.
But not he didn't. I don't think he broke any laws.
No. Just moral laws.
Yeah. Yeah, and
For whatever
look,
that might be worth to people.
But I don't think you can impeach him for that.
No, I don't think so. Or otherwise, every president would have been impeached.
There would be no politicians, and
Right.
life would be great.
all-
Except we wouldn't have roads.
All people in politics.
And you know what?
have
I like
lied.
roads.
Oh, they're my favorite. The expressway home for me is one lane now, so I don't go there. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? You haven't been down?
I see it
there.
every day.
You don't go that way though.
No, but I see it from the other road that I drive on.
Yeah, it's bad.
Look at me going 95 miles an hour while you're sitting there. I mean, 70.
So, my wife got hit by a truck in her car. I shouldn't say she was, not outside her car.
Okay.
She pulled out of a driveway, out of one of her, we'll say, clients, and she pulled out and was parallel with the road, and a young stupid punk in a brand new pickup truck raced backwards, I guess, out of his driveway and hit her door.
That sucks.
And got out and was trying to blame, my wife. And my wife's client saw what happened and told the police that it was the truck's fault. But Janet, could roll her window down and said, could you move your truck so I could get out of my car?
Oh, jeez.
He'd left the truck smashed together. So we're going to get that fixed. And
She has a nice car.
We have
too.
insurance. It's fairly new for us.
Yeah.
She finally admitted that she really likes it.
The car?
Yeah.
After it got hit?
No,
Oh.
She was reluctant to go with a what is it? Equinox. Equinox.
Yeah.
Chevy Equinox.
Okay.
And I said, you're going to like it. And she finally admitted it. You know what she said she
worked
liked
well
about it
for
though?
us.
She goes, I don't hurt when I'm driving. Apparently her other car hurt her hips and her knees or something.
Oh.
So that's a benefit.
All right.
She's higher, and she's easier to hit, apparently. If it's not trucks running into her, it's deer running into her. Or
Yeah,
her running
I know
into
how
deer.
that goes. I've hit my fair share of deer.
Yes, you have. Knock on
You
wood.
shouldn't do that.
I have not. I've come close, but I have not hit a deer yet, and I don't want to.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
And I was raised in northern Michigan,
Yeah.
where there's at least 4 deer.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty boring, so you weren't out driving at 2, 3 a.m. very often.
Enough.
Maybe you hit plenty of deer, you just don't remember hitting them.
I had. Who the hell was talking to me?
This is why I'm saying maybe you don't remember hitting the deer.
I've hit 63 deer. I sustained head injury every time. No, it was my buddy I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Before he got his new truck. He's way up in northern Michigan, and he's in an area that has like 1 deer per square mile. It's not dense.
Okay.
And so 4 o'clock
He
in the
found
morning,
it?
he found it. It was 5 a.m. He was driving to go to Lake Huron to go out lake trout fishing with his brother.
Oh, wow.
He hits the deer, and he just keeps going. He's got to meet his brother at a certain time.
Oh, jeez.
So he goes. They go out fishing, and they have a wonderful time. Now it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, boy.
And his brother looked at the damage, and he says, you should really call the sheriff. So he calls the sheriff, and he says, I hit a deer. And the sheriff's like, really?
Never heard that call.
Really? And he says, yeah. He goes, well, when? He goes, about 5. Silence. In the morning? He goes, why didn't you report it right away?
Yeah.
He says, well, I had to meet my brother to go fishing. And the sheriff says, oh, okay. Everything's fine. Really, you hit a deer. He found the one.
My, you're supposed to know all the laws when you drive, but I have a friend who had a very nice officer pull him over, and he had some damage on his car. He said that you, by law in Michigan, have to report every single animal that you hit on the roadway.
I don't think that's true.
Every one. He said, even a squirrel? He said, yes. It's the law.
This is a friend of yours or someone you know that's making this
friend?
claim?
No, a cop told a friend of mine this.
Oh, a cop told him that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah.
Because
he, too, hit a deer and did not report it.
If that were true, that law would be changed so quickly because the police would hate it.
Yeah.
Because every Tweety bird, every squirrel,
Look, I actually can imagine that is what the law says.
I don't believe it.
It just doesn't. It just wouldn't get followed or enforced ever.
I don't believe it.
Because how would you enforce it?
Well, we'll have to look it up later. If any of the listeners know, make a comment.
Listeners. I don't think
Mueller.
I don't think the listeners have shown up yet.
All right.
Really, let's move on now.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked in the past about San Francisco and what a beautiful
We
city.
sure have, and you've even talked about the poop on the ground.
Oh, I wasn't going to go there. I was just going to talk
the
about
needles?
the
beautiful bridge,
The bridge is nice. I've been over it.
Fisherman's Wharf,
Yeah, the
the
restaurants.
delicious seafood,
Seafood, music scene is
cute
really
little
cool.
trolleys.
Oh, I thought you were going to say trollops. But okay, yeah, trolleys. It's really steep. I was there.
Oh, I mean that's the best part.
I was there in '89 during the earthquake.
Yeah,
In '89, it was 7.1, pretty big earthquake.
you've said this several times.
I know, and I'm going to say it again. I survived the earthquake in '89.
I was
in
worried.
San Francisco.
All right.
You weren't even born then. And so I saw a lot of destruction.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where I got a new TV and some new shoes.
I get it because you went
I was
looting.
looting.
Hilarious.
Okay.
So, also, we've talked about the needles on the street.
Needles and
We've
poop.
talked about the poop on the street.
Yeah. New mayor in town.
New mayor.
Hated it.
New mayor.
Walked around town and was disgusted.
Like, unannounced. Didn't tell the police or anything. Just went, I'm serious, just went and walked downtown because the mayor, she wanted to experience what normal people experience on the streets.
She's not normal?
She's not, no.
Okay.
It's the mayor of San Francisco.
Oh, my goodness.
And she didn't like all the poop that she had to step over. So they created a poop patrol.
Yeah.
Right. So the plan. It consists of a team of 5 staffers and a supervisor.
You gotta have a supervisor.
You have to.
Yeah.
Donning protective gear.
Sure.
And patrolling the alleys around Polk Street.
Well, come on now. They had like a vehicle that had
and
a steam
other
cleaner and
brown
disinfection.
zones.
Yeah, brown zone.
Yeah.
Clean up and
According to the article,
Ashley and Hate.
in search of
or whatever.
everything from hepatitis-laden Hershey squirts
Yeah, that's
to
nice.
worm-infested logs. Sorry. That's real gross. Anyway, yeah, they get a special vehicle equipped with a steam cleaner and disinfectants.
So I can't imagine that doesn't pay very well to do
Each member of the Poop Patrol, Brian,
that. Yeah.
will cost the city $184,678
Wow.
in salary and benefits.
Holy smokes!
Holy cow!
What's
so
the
the actual
yearly-
patroller will make $71,760 a year
Plus bennies.
plus benefits, which adds up to that $184,000.
What's their budget? It was $830,000.
Yeah, $830 for the Poop Patrol for the year to actively hunt down and clean up human waste.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think that's very reminiscent of medieval Europe.
I think so.
When they would just crap
and
throw their waste in the street.
I think a better idea for San Francisco is this $3.1 million budget item that they have for Pit Stop. It's a program of portable toilets. They're basically these green vehicles that they drive around town and park them on certain corners. They have an attendant there, and you can go in and go to the
May I
bathroom.
help you, sir? Would you like some cologne?
They
You like that kind of
were
bathroom?
averaging about 1 flush every 2 minutes.
Wow. Well, someone mentioned that on Facebook comments. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to put porta potties out in certain areas?
I don't
leave them there?
understand why they have these toilets on a truck.
Because they're portable.
But they don't have that many of them.
Listen,
They're expanding the pit
They
stop
watched
program,
King
by
of the
way.
Hill, and on King of the Hill, Dale had a porta potty on a truck.
That's true.
That he charged people to use, and it was a luxurious porta potty, and people
I
could
think-
poop
I
in
think these
peace in
ones
there.
are.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what they saw.
Yeah.
Someone said,
Crazy.
"I'll tell you what, that's a great idea."
On top of the poop patrol, there's another $700,000 for a 10-member needle cleanup squad.
Oh.
They get their own minivan as well.
That's cool.
I mean, this is just crazy.
Well, wait a minute. They spend $72 million a year on street cleaning alone.
Yeah.
One city, $72 million.
It's nuts.
Wow.
It's nuts.
Oh, they have housekeeping services for homeless encampments. That's
Basically, yeah. Then they have the Hotspots crew, which
do they-
removes biohazards.
Do the homeless, they put on a "Do Not Disturb" sign on their refrigerator box?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping, no, go away. Ooh, clean.
What movie is that?
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. That's it. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Jeez.
And what did you say this already? The Hotspot crew? Did you mention that?
I did. I'm not
Okay.
really sure what they do different from the other crews.
Yeah, it's a hotspot. So I think maybe the housekeeping service is sort of routine. They go around and have it, but sometimes they might get, we need a real cleanup on.
Got a biohazard,
Aisle-
and it's
aisle
not
7.
a needle or poop.
Yeah.
You have to go clean it up.
It's a corpse.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, it's sad that it has to get to that.
Yeah, it sure is.
But at least they're trying to address the poop problem. They've lost business. There was some medical convention that was going to go there. They canceled. There were some other conventions that were going to come, and they canceled. So it cost them millions of dollars in revenue into the city
Why is there so many homeless people there pooping on the streets?
because they get a lot of benefits and they're tolerated.
I mean, right.
And the climate's nice.
The climate is nice.
That's a big part of it.
That's true. You can go down
They get left
Fisherman's
alone.
Wharf.
They have they have, we talked about it on a previous show. They have the reduction in action on crimes if they're under a certain amount.
Right.
So petty crime is not enforced.
Yeah, it's a sanctuary city,
Yep.
right?
That's
So
another
I mean,
thing.
it's a good place to be homeless.
Who wouldn't want to live in a sanctuary city? I mean, give me sanctuary. Everybody wants sanctuary.
I guess.
Wouldn't you?
No, let's
Want
move on.
sanctuary? We can't. We have no more topics.
I think we can. Ow. What do you want? Well, let's skip this one because it's boring.
What, this one?
No, that one.
I don't see it. What
Okay,
one?
do it.
What one?
The graduate teacher, do it.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
It's a teaching assistant, graduate school. I don't know what school it was. I don't see that in here. Check the link. Anyways, this dipwad, female, I'm assuming? I don't know.
University of Utah.
Ah, yeah, Karina. Oh, no, that's a state Utah representative.
Anyway,
Some first taste of power is being criticized and actually been reprimanded because he wanted to target students who conceal carry weapons in her classroom. So it's a
because
female.
it's allowed there in Utah.
It's allowed there, and labeling them as absurd, antisocial, and frightening, and forcing them to stand in a 3x3 tape square. Now, it doesn't give any units with that. Is it a 3x3 foot? Doesn't say. 3x3 yard?
Miles, I think.
Inches? You gotta stand on your tippy
Oh,
toes?
there's only one.
All right. So if you feel it somehow,
Well, wait.
all,
Is it
what?
each gun carrier has to stand in a square, or there's one square for all gun carriers?
I think it's one for all.
so. Okay,
I think she's assuming that
there's only a couple,
There's only
and
one
then
or
she
two.
was freaked out when all of the students had to go stand
They
in.
stand there.
No, that's not true.
No, I don't even think she implemented it. It was on her syllabus or something. And she said, if you feel that it's somehow at all appropriate to bring a gun to class, hint, it's not. The controversial University of Utah teacher wrote in a section of her syllabus, then the students would be forced to stand in a Second Amendment zone.
Yeah,
stand.
This is amazing.
All right, let's see. She acknowledges that you have a right to bear arms. And she has a right to restrict elements of the Second Amendment in my own classroom, like a free speech zone. Well, there she's wrong. She said those students would be forced to stand in a 3-by-3 tape square on the floor in the very back of the classroom. This zone does not include a desk because desks are reserved for students who respect the personal and psychological safety of their classmates and instructor. What a dipsh.
Yeah,
So, anyways, a Utah representative, Lisenby, a Republican lawmaker who passed the legislation to lower concealed carry in the state to 18, so a young woman could defend themselves against potential rapists, and we'll talk about something like that later in the show, posted a copy of the syllabus on her Facebook page for 2 students in the class. I am livid. A university professor, well, she wasn't a professor, doesn't understand the Bill of Rights and university policy on free speech, which is disturbing enough. But even more egregious, she is seeking to break state law and deprive students of their rights. True. Lisbon also said that free speech zones no longer exist in Utah after lawmakers passed
interesting
2017 bill requiring all higher education institutes to drop any free speech limitations. They reprimanded her and I think assigned her.
Yeah, she was reassigned.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was reassigned to, and she also had to retake her training on campus policy, and Brian, she had to apologize.
Yeah. I think she was assigned to the shooting team.
That would be be funny. That's what they should have done.
Okay. So what do you think about that?
I think it's fine. It was her classroom. She should have been able to do whatever she wanted in it. I mean, she is the authority figure in the classroom.
Would she have been the potentate?
Yeah.
The imperial potentate?
Yep.
I don't think so. It's a public university, so private school they could do that kind of stuff. They could ban guns.
Sure.
They could allow guns.
Maybe, right. Yeah. But
they could require guns.
I think if when you signed up and paid them and if they hadn't already told you you're going to have to stand in a square, I might have an issue with it.
But here's the question. So the first day of class, you come in and you're carrying concealed. Mm-hmm. Who's going to know? And so does she? All right, now who's carrying a gun? Raise your hand, and they raise your hand. All right, go over to the square. Who's going to say they're carrying a gun? Maybe some 18-year-olds would.
Yes, exactly.
But
yep, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Let's see how they could enforce it because they wouldn't know.
That's what concealed means, isn't it, Brian?
Concealed means concealed, buddy.
And that's how you get the tactical advantage. Is by carrying concealed.
Right.
Let's do this, and then we'll take a break real quick.
Do what?
This next one.
Well, that's great because that's our last thing, and we need an hour more.
It's not our last thing at all. I don't remember. This was in Illinois, I think. I think it was Whittle, Illinois, or something like that. I can't remember.
Are you talking about the dog walker?
Yep.
Was it Illinois?
Connecticut?
Chicago Tribune. Probably Illinois.
So I'm pretty sure it's Illinois. So anyway,
we've talked about this topic in general before.
A lot. Yeah. So there's a mother of, and here's a hint of why this became an issue, of a homeschooled child, a couple of homeschooled children. She let them get a dog last year.
Good for her.
17-year-old, I think, and an 8-year-old. And she said, you can get the dog as long as everybody takes turns walking
care of it.
the dog.
Yeah.
Her 8-year-old little girl, I think, it was her turn to walk the dog, so she let her walk the dog around the block.
Right. And let's point out, this is a small town that has very little crime.
And she said she could see most of the walk from her house.
Right.
Somebody who, I mean, thank God for these people in the world, saw an 8-year-old little girl walking a dog around the block. And
something that no one sees anymore.
You don't see that. Well, that's true because of things like this. Called the police.
Yeah.
Hello, police. There's an 8-year-old little person walking around. They actually said under 5 walking around. Yeah. So the police showed up, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, why is your little girl walking around? We got a call. This is terrible."
Right.
And she said, "Because we let our little girl walk around." The police said,
she's 8.
She's 8, and they said, "Oh, No problem.
That seems reasonable.
They left.
But what'd they do?
Well, of course, what did they do is they reported it to whatever the Child Protective Services
yeah,
is,
yeah.
who then showed up at their house.
And they were like
to do
bulldogs.
a full investigation.
Unrelentless.
Talk to the children, talk to the parents, come into the house, called the
I
pediatrician.
know it. Can you believe it?
To talk to the child's doctor.
Yeah. Not too many HIPAA violations there.
Holy cow. Well, it's not a HIPAA violation. If it's the government.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I know.
All right. So, how long did it take them to do the
I
investigation?
mean, a couple weeks.
Oh,
which
jeez,
is
pretty
ridiculous.
terrible.
But finally, they were just like, okay, yeah. So the family got an attorney, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
And then they finally said, well, we haven't found any evidence of neglect, so
Imagine that.
good to go.
Yeah.
But after
So they're
all of
fishing.
this, yeah, of course. I mean, it's insane.
So the question is, well, there was a lot of criticism, right, saying this is ridiculous, but the Protective Services says, well, everybody says that, if only somebody would call, we could have saved this person or that person. But, seeing starving kids or abused kids with bruises and bloodied is different than investigating a child walking a dog around the block. There is discretion.
There should be discretion, and especially after the police already came and asked questions
Right.
and said they didn't see anything wrong.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
it's,
they got to justify their paycheck, but
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
there's discretion, and they didn't use any. But it's a small town again, so maybe it was they don't get a lot of cases, so they wanted to jump on it.
yeah, it might be.
We're bored, so let's go out here and harass. this.
Oh, I forgot. I don't think we. I don't know why. This reminded me of the other story of the SWAT team that raided a house, but it was the wrong house.
That never happens.
Right. So they raid the house, wrong house, and they were like, it's the people down the road, and they're like, doesn't matter. And the city had a policy that after they do a no-knock raid, that they immediately have to call the city building inspector to come to the home, and the family is forced to sign a consent to let the inspector inspect the house, or they immediately condemn the house. So the inspector goes in, inspects it, cites them for broken windows that the SWAT team had just broke.
What a racket that is!
Holy cow!
That's
Yeah,
like the mafia.
Absolutely insane.
Breaking
the wrong
your windows
house,
and then
break
making
the,
you
exactly.
hire, 2-ton Tony's window replacement company.
Oh my God, that happened several years ago. The family sued. The owners actually died, so their heirs continued the lawsuit. The good news is the city just, I think this month settled for $155,000 or something. But
Man.
holy cow! I mean, it's crazy. They also have changed their policy so that the police only have to notify the inspector if they think there's an immediate safety concern. I think the idea is SWAT comes in, destroys your house,
Right.
that they may make it unsafe. And so they wanted the inspector to come to make sure that, you survived the raid. We don't want the house to fall on you.
And sorry, it was the wrong house.
Oh my God.
That's that's
You know what
That's
pisses
government.
me off? You know what pisses me off about
What?
that?
What,
Is that the
Nate?
city decided to change the policy that they didn't have to call the inspector instead of changing the policy that they don't do no-knock raids for stupid reasons.
Of course.
Ugh. Let's take a break.
All right.
Getting all fired up here. And I was trying to stay calm today.
Mellow.
Going,
to be
I'm
mellow.
going slow on the coffee.
The trivia question is
Is
not
it going to mellow me out?
is not easy,
I need coffee.
and it involves It was featured in a
It's
movie.
not easy?
It's not easy. You got that right. This is a tough one.
What date is Christmas Eve?
Oh boy, let me think. November
Yes.
24th.
All right, let's go.
All right, on September 24th, in 1906,
Okay.
President Theodore Roosevelt established the first U.S. national monument. What was it?
That's a good one.
Yeah. And the hint is, it was featured in a movie. The monument.
We'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 877-219-8770 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 877-219-8770 to take your call now. Call 877-219-8770. That's 877-219-8770. Again, 877-219-8770.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 10ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.10ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 10ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
And we know you do.
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed.
Well, apparently not.
I like mashed potatoes and fried chickens. And the At Odds Show with Nate and Brian. Mm-hmm.
I'm Nate. That's Brian.
I'm Brian.
I have some bad news. Should we announce the bad news?
Sure. Do we have breaking news?
It's breaking news. We're not going to have a show next week.
We're not? We've decided?
Yeah, I thought so. We're still undecided. We'll let you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we probably won't.
Okay.
There are certain issues. Not with the IRS.
I didn't know court went that late.
It does.
Yep. Okay.
My expert witness, it went till 9:30 at night.
Did. And you expertly witnessed.
I testified. Testify.
So
on September 24th, 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt established the first U.S. national monument. Do we have any guesses?
No.
Okay, so I will give a clue. It was featured in a movie. And the movie was
Mount Rushmore?
No, it wasn't Mount Rushmore, the movie.
Lincoln Memorial, the movie?
The movie? No.
White House Down?
Grand Canyon, the movie? White House Down? Air Force One down. What? Air Force.
Ooh, was it Air Force One?
No, that's not a national monument. It's a national treasure.
Airplane?
Wasn't airplane either. Okay. Stop it. The movie was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And if you remember the scene with the mashed potatoes,
I do remember that.
Was recreating this national monument.
Building a mountain out of mashed potatoes?
Which was the Devil's Tower in Wyoming.
Wow.
Beautiful natural feature of pillared basalt as it goes up higher and higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, pretty cool.
This day in history.
Well, so to be clear, he nominated the actual monument, not the mashed potato rendition. Okay.
Right. This is 2006, and the movie was made many years later.
You mean 1906?
What did I say?
2006.
1906. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I found that this day in history was interesting. I didn't
do
realize
it quick,
this
because we're way late.
Okay, so on this day in 1784, there were 4 counties in western North Carolina that declared their independence as the state of Franklin.
Oh.
The counties lay in what would eventually become Tennessee. North Carolina had ceded its western land claims between the Allegheny and the Mississippi River to the United States Congress. The settlers in the area formed their own independent government from 1772 to 1777 and were concerned that Congress would sell the territory to Spain or France as a means for paying off the government's war debt. As a result, North Carolina retracted its cession and began to organize an administration for that territory. Simultaneously, representatives from these 4 counties declared their independence from North Carolina. The following May, the counties petitioned for statehood as Franklin land. A simple majority of states favored acceptance of the petition, but it fell short of the 2/3 needed. Even after the counties changed their proposed name to Franklin to garner curry from Benjamin Franklin, it didn't help. In defiance of Congress, Franklin survived as an independent nation for 4 years with its own constitution, Indian treaties, and legislated systems of barter in lieu of currency. Though only after 2 years, North Carolina set up its own parallel government in the region. Finally, Franklin's weak economy forced its governor to approach the Spanish for aid. In North Carolina, terrified of having a Spanish client state on its border, arrested the governor. When Cherokee, Chickamauga, and Chickasaw tribes began to attack settlements within Franklin's border, it quickly rejoined North Carolina to gain its militia protection. So that would have been a good trivia question.
It would have been a good trivia, and so I was reading about it because this is something I didn't know about.
Yeah.
It was cool because this whole situation resulted in both a session and then a secession. Well, a rescission and then secession. So session is they offered the land to Congress, which is it's an offering of like a land to another entity. Like, hey, here you can have this. Congress didn't act on it, so they rescinded the session and seceded from North Carolina, creating the separate state. That is interesting.
Thank you.
That's the best one you've done.
Ever?
Yes.
In the 23 years we've been doing this?
First one I think I've ever commented on in a positive manner.
Right.
So
and not rolling your eyes.
Right. Was it? I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to anything you said. I went and looked it up myself, but good job.
Thanks, I guess.
Proud of you. Winner loses.
Reality
winner
loses.
By the way, I saw the headline today, and I was like, "What reality show were they on, and did they win?" And what? I was real confused.
That's her name.
Reality winner, which is cool. I'm fine with it. It's fine.
Is gonna go.
I mean, I think when you name your children, you should give them standard, normal names that are very common. It makes things easier. I think it's ridiculous to name your kids anything that's not one of the few standard names.
Well, wait a minute. I know the name of your kids.
So
I don't even think they're English.
Apple, cherry, and butterscotch
are perfectly
doing
fine,
just fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine names.
All right. Anyway, what about reality winner?
Going to go to prison for 5 years. If you recall,
I do.
She was the former government contractor who pleaded guilty to mailing a classified U.S. report to a news organization.
Yep.
Prosecutors called it the longest sentence ever imposed for a federal crime involving leaks to the media. She pleaded guilty.
Wow.
It carried a maximum punishment of 10 years in prison. Her attorney noted she will be in her early 30s when she's released.
So she'll probably be okay.
I doubt it.
That she'll be okay? I mean, I don't think she ever was okay, but
the stiffest prior sentence was 3 years and 7 months to a former FBI explosive expert. He sent secret information.
What was his name?
Donald Schlachleben. You bastard. Schlachleben. Secret information he leaked, including intelligence he gave to the Associated Press for a story about U.S. operation in Yemen.
Wow.
Yemen in 2014. Okay, Winner is a former Air Force translator, speaks a few languages, worked as a contractor at a national security agency office in Georgia. When she printed a classified report and left the building with it tucked in her pantyhose, Winner told the FBI she mailed the document to an online news outlet. They never identified it, but coincidentally, when they announced that they were going to arrest her and stuff, The Intercept reported on a secret NSA document.
Yeah, so what a coincidence.
It detailed Russian government efforts to penetrate a Florida-based supplier of voting software and the accounts of elected officials ahead of the 2016 presidential election.
Okay.
So the prosecutor said she was the quintessential example of an insider threat.
Sure. She gets clearance, and
I like this. She's got a federal treason conviction, but the attorney went on to say, it's a serious matter, and well, she can now get on with her life.
Well, yeah, she'll be in her early 30s when she gets out. That's what I'm saying.
She's already been a year in jail, so
and I don't know if that.
More.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
The point is she posted stuff on her Facebook. Now we've warned people about that. You got to be careful, but she posted things like, "Look, I only say I hate America 3 times a day," and other anti-American sentiments.
But
which didn't.
I mean, to be clear, that was in a chat message.
Oh,
Facebook
was it?
Chat
message
to her sister. So you think it's private,
but it's
not. Especially when the FBI's after you.
I'm sure we've heard about the poor young lady in Iowa, Molly Tibbetts.
Yeah.
Out on a jog and was basically run down.
Allegedly. I mean, the guy admitted to it, I guess.
He confessed. Which may or may not be true, right? There are false confessions, but kind of stalked her, came up on her while she was jogging, and then he followed her, and then he blacked out, and the next thing, she was dead in a cornfield.
Well, so she said she's going to call the police.
Yeah.
And then he blacked out, and then found her in his trunk.
Oh!
Yeah.
I see.
And then put her in a cornfield.
That would be shocking, would it?
If you really didn't know, they in Lansing they they opened that manhole cover just recently and found a body. I mean, that would be shocking.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah. Just I don't know the details, but
how did you get the manhole cover off?
Me?
Yeah.
There's tools.
Okay. Good for you.
I didn't put the body there. If that's what you're implying.
People say you aren't handy with tools, but yeah, there you go.
So I mean,
so why are we talking about it? Because
this one was interesting because the family went so public trying to find help because she disappeared. Nobody knew where she went. It wasn't like they knew she was murdered right away. Like they've been looking for her for a while.
Right. They didn't
she just
know.
went for a jog and
never came back.
Apparently, but here's the thing. I don't know her, obviously, or her family or anything. I don't know if she would have carried a gun, if she could have. She was 20 years old.
Right.
In Iowa, you have to be 21, like a lot of places, to get a whatever their concealed pistol license is, or to open carry.
Oh, so you have to be 21
according to my very brief research.
Your research
today. So she wouldn't have been allowed
to carry a gun.
To carry a gun at all.
And we don't know if she had mace or pepper
don't
spray
know.
or
but
a bayonet.
It seems from the story that she knew she was being followed.
Yeah.
And she threatened to call the police, and so she knew that there was some sort of a threat.
Yeah, she got a creeped out feeling.
And I'm not saying that's enough to shoot somebody, but at some point, maybe there would have been a chance to do something. And I guess my point is that the state is just completely taking that chance away.
Right.
To saying you have no chance.
Right.
You want to go jogging? Fine, but we're going to give you no opportunity to defend yourself in an effective way. And it's horrible. I mean, it could have been, again, she may have been anti-gun, not done it, fine, but at least she would have had the option. The story could be different.
If maybe it was 18.
Whatever.
I mean,
even 18, sure. Or 20. I mean, what's 1 year, really?
No, it's silly. It's arbitrary.
Any age restriction is arbitrary.
Right. So that's sad. But who was it? One Democratic politician, was it Warren?
It was Elizabeth Warren.
That made some snarky comment.
Slightly out of context, the quote. But, I mean, basically, she did redirect the conversation. They said, because conflicting reports, but Department of Homeland Security, or Immigration or whatever, says that the confessed murderer is an illegal alien.
Mm-hmm.
The business he works for originally said, no, we use E-Verify, and he works here. And then later they said, actually, we don't use E-Verify. So we don't know. I think it's a farm or something. In Iowa, it has to be a farm. Right?
It was a farm.
It had to be a corn farm.
It was apples. And
oranges.
It was oranges.
Iowa
coconuts.
Iowa peaches.
Yep, I love Iowa peaches. Now we're going to get the Iowa Peach Association. Orange Association on our butt.
All right. What are you saying?
Damn it. I can't
so
remember.
Anyway, Elizabeth Warren basically said, we need to worry about real problems like children being separated from their families at the border.
Like this woman was.
Yeah.
Not at the border, though.
Really good point.
In the heartland.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was, aren't employers now supposed to verify citizenship and legal status before they hire? I thought there was a law that they couldn't hire
and no
undocumented people.
And no farm, Brian, no farm in this country would violate that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
no
saying.
business. I shouldn't pick on farmers.
Maybe they're exempt. Maybe it's just restaurants for dishwashers.
I think it's odd that the first statement from the farm said, we use E-Verify, and then someone looked into it and they were like, but the federal government doesn't have a record of you using it, and they're like, we don't use E-Verify.
Was it the same person or different people?
You're sounding like Donald Trump with the whole Stormy Daniels thing.
Oh boy! Now you're comparing Donald Trump to
a regular
peach farmer in Iowa.
Iowa peach farmer.
Goodness. Green Acres is a place for me.
I don't know. You got 30 seconds, so if you want to... What do you want to... Do you have any jokes?
I have a joke. Two friends were walking in the forest when they came across some tracks. Those are deer tracks, one friend said. No, those are fox tracks, the other corrected. Deer, fox, back and forth. The first said, finally, the first guy said, no, it's a deer, and that's when the train hit him.
So who was right?
Neither one of them.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
See ya.
See you later. Oh, see you who?
See you next week.
Search and discover.